Let's turn our attention to Plateau State, where 12 persons have been killed by unknown gunmen in Mangu Local Council. This comes after a midnight attack on Saturday in Sabongeri community. The attacks and killings in Mangu have continued unabated despite efforts to put an end to the situation by the authorities. Governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mutfwang, has now imposed a 24-hour curfew on Mangu local government area following the development. TVC News correspondent Funom Joshua has details.
12 people are so far confirmed to have lost their lives following Saturday's midnight attack in Sabongeri community of Mangu Council area. This attack is coming barely 48 hours after a similar attack was launched in Kogul community, where 5 people lost their lives. Locals in Mangu town are not happy with the killings and destruction of properties being perpetrated in the area. They have blocked the main road leading to the town in protest over the Saturday's invasion. Some eyewitnesses of the event who narrowly escaped the attackers narrated the situation to us.
We have 12 people that were killed by the bandits. This morning we buried them around 9 a.m. 6 houses were razed down, burned completely. 3 people were burnt in their house, on their bed.
Yesterday, in Mangu, around 11:30, thereabout, they killed one of us, our boy. They killed him. And then the one in Sabongeri Yilpo, we buried 12 corpses, people that they killed.
The commander of Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdulsalam Abubakar, is faced with this situation barely 24 hours after taking the mantle of leadership of the Special Task Force. He has led the troops to the Mangu town in company of senior officers to see for himself the situation there. He announces the temporary relocation of the STF headquarters from Jos to Mangu, where he will be operating until normalcy returns. The STF commander promises to be firm, decisive, and fair in directing operations in the troubled area. The state governor, Caleb Mutfwang, has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Mangu local government area following the development. Funom Joshua, TVC News, Mangu.
Well, joining me is the Executive Director of Global Peace and Life Rescue Initiative, Melvin Ejeh. He joins us now from Jos via Zoom. Melvin, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the Midday News. Now, could you help us unravel why this situation of attacks has persisted in this particular locality despite efforts to bring some level of peace and stability to these communities?
Good afternoon, TVC. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
Right.
Let me first and foremost thank Mr. President for appointing the new service chief, particularly the Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Bwabi Musa, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General David Lagbaja, and other service chiefs. This is one appointment that gladdened my heart because it is born out of very sincere background check on the persons who are appointed, and very soon Nigerians will start sleeping with their 2 eyes closed. These are committed officers. These are officers that are tested on the ground, the officers that will provide succor to the Nigerian populace. However, when you come to let's come to the Mangu issue. It's actually unfortunate that Mangu, that used to be very peaceful in the entire Plateau State, have now become heaven of killings by some mindless idiots who have decided that Mangu and Plateau...
Please be careful with your choice of words.
Selfish-interest. Thank you very much. I'm very angry because we are talking about human lives here.
Right.
We're talking about women and children who are displaced, who are killed without no offense of theirs. But one of the major causes of this conflict is criminality. It is criminality at its peak. It is criminality at its peak. It is criminality at its peak. I mentioned this 3 times because if you address the issue of criminality in Mangu area and other part of Plateau, there'll be nothing like crisis. The 2 parties, both the attackers and the community and the community people, if we are willing to sit down and talk together, we'll come to the end of this crisis. We must take out sentiment. We must take out religious coloration because it has nothing to do with religion. I refuse to believe that because I'm a peace worker. I've been on the ground in Plateau for a very long time. It has nothing to do with religion. It's about criminals who have vowed that Plateau will not be at peace because of one reason or the other. And these criminals are cut across every tribes in Nigeria and across the country. So we must come together and solve this problem. Isolate the criminals, deal with them, and we'll have peace once and for all. That's my take, because I've been doing peace work on the Plateau since 2021. Now, you can bring religious coloration into it, you can bring the issue of a sentiment, whatever sentiment. But if you take out criminalities from this whole thing, Plateau people will sleep.
When you say criminality, could you expatiate on that? And what is the narrative that is following this this act that we are seeing? You have been talking about religious coloration. Is that the narrative you are getting with regards to what is going on in Mangu as we speak?
Yes. You see, when crises like this come happen, people bring out their views, and from several quarters, you see people who say it's religious, they want to take our land, they want to. Some of these reasons may have some root in the crisis, but the major bane of insecurity or security in Plateau State is criminality. And let me explain now. If, for instance, if a Maruda or an attacker killed somebody, or an indigent kills somebody, that is not the tribe. It is not that religion. It is that individual that commit criminal act. So the entire community must come together. The Fulanis, if they are willing, because there's an umbrella body of the people that are accused of this crisis. We all know what we're talking about. There's an umbrella body that is in charge, the umbrella body that speaks for the virus group. If we come together and say, look, if we have incidents in this area, let's not generalize it to a particular tribe. If we have incidents, let's look at it as an act of criminality. We come together and allow security agencies to investigate, to come out with these people. Because there are people who are making money from this crisis. There are crisis entrepreneurs, there are crisis merchandise who have vowed that Plateau will not be at peace. These people will take cattle to farm and destroy farm crops of the farmer. They will go to the Rugas and Fulani and steal their cows. The community don't steal cow. They don't. So it is criminals that are committing some of these crimes. Now, the Fulanis, I don't think all of them are that troublesome that you just carry cow and start going into the farms of these communities and go and graze. It is not possible. So it is some few people who have decided that Plateau will not be at peace for sometimes political reasons. So the community must come together and work together. If there's an act of infraction of the law, if somebody is killed, it must be viewed that this is an isolated act by an individual and not a tribe.
Now, you're throwing off some things that we will need you to expatiate on. You said sometimes it is political reasons that are behind some of these attacks that we're seeing. If you could just break that down for us to better understand. And then... Some information,
let me be very frank with you, cannot be said on public television. They are too classified to be said. But let me take you to... Before the Communal government fund, Mangu was very peaceful. What then went wrong? Is it that some people don't want Mufan to be governor? Or is it that a Mangu man shouldn't be governor? I don't understand. Because before the Communal, shortly after Mufan won the election, Mangu became turmoil. Mangu became a crisis zone. What went wrong? What is Mutfan's offense? What is the average Magavu man's offense? We need to look at this area from that angle. We need to critically go down and see what is happening. What is wrong? I want to tell you categorically clear on this national television that I am a card-carrying member of APC, and I'm a proud one. I'm a very proud one. So we support peace here on the Plateau and in Nigeria. But some persons are out there trying to cause discord among the political parties, among the tribe, and among religions on the Plateau. And we must arrest this thing by coming together. All of us must come together as a people. This is the emphasis I'm trying to make, because I know too much, but we can't say it on national television. That the Plateau crisis is a pure act of criminality, and some crisis merchants who have vowed that Plateau will not be at peace. The new commander that have come, I want to commend him very well for hitting the ground running. The former commander that left, Major General Ibrahim, he did so much to stabilize Plateau. He did so much to stabilize Plateau. So my prayer is that this current commander sustain those efforts. He sustained those moves the former commander of STF took. Now, this new commander have moved to Mangu, and as I speak to you this morning, he's operating from that terrain. I pray that God give him the wisdom, the strength, and the capacity to end this crisis. And the Plateau people must come together. We must call the good Fulani together. We must call the good Maka together. We must call the good Birom together. Let's sit down on the drawing table and come out with a holistic decision. All
right. We'll have to leave the conversation here now. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. We must thank you, Melvin Ejeh, Executive Director, Global Peace and Life Rescue Initiative. Thank you for your time.